friends, welcome back everyone, welcome back to another weekend edition here of the KungFu Cup, the KFC 2026 week number 4. I'm of course your side VIP. With you I'm joined by these amazing players and by the people in the chat as well. Welcome, bienvenidos papi, bienvenidos to another week of KungFu Cup action. Of course, a big shout out to SC Boy, a big shout out to SC Boy for organizing, for hosting the event, and of course a shout out to the players as well, as we're about to jump into our upcoming matches. Let's go baby, let's go. For those that are curious, again, KungFu Cup did make its return this year in a regular SC2 format. Last year we had some SC Evo KungFu Cups, we had some Warcraft 3 Evolution KungFu Cups as well, but now we're back to StarCraft 2. Bearing in mind there are 4 KungFu Cups concurrently, one after the other. This is going to be the 4th one. Then there's a week-long, sorry, I think it's up to 5, and then there's a week-long break before going back into more KFC action. And we're jumping into our quarterfinals match. Let's go. Jumping into the quarterfinals, followed by the semis, and then grand finals thereafter. Up first is going to be a best of 3 between Clem and Solar. Let's go. That Let's Go game 1 is going to be on Mothership. Let's jump into our best of 3. Bearing in mind as well, when it comes to the format of this tournament, is best of 3s in the quarterfinals, semis, and then best of 5s in the grand finals. Both semifinals will be covered one after the other. Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the top right hand corner here of Mothership, we have the blue Protoss, sorry, the blue Zerg player himself, the South Korean Zerg. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom side of Mothership, we have the French Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Let's go. Let us go. We're jumping into our best of 3 here, and we find ourselves on Mothership, a 3-player spawn map. Okay, a bit of a larger map of the map pool, and a map that is often favored towards Zergs in the longer and later game. The reasoning for this is because of how spread out the bases are once you get up to 4, 5, 6 bases, and of course how open the center area can be as well, coming in towards these different attack paths and different angles to engage with the main army as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a rarer sight to experience Mothership here in TvZ, and I'm curious to see how our players will approach this. For now, we do have CC first out of Clem. This is very common because the map is so large and because the rush distance is so long. You do often get these faster command center builds from players like Clem, Byun, Maru, and Cure. So we have a greedier start into our follow-up racks. Meanwhile, we do have a standard opener out of Solar. Hatch, gas pool, everything's looking normal for the time being. So far so good. Whew, so far so good. And again, this is our second broadcast of the day. We were live earlier this morning with Pegasus Cup. We did experience Pegasus Cup, and it was quite a lot of fun, featuring mainly a Korean heavy roster. We were missing some of our regular Europeans, you know, Clem, Wayne, Geralt, Nicorette, Max Pax. They were nowhere to be found. A more Korean heavy opener or Korean heavy roster earlier today, but we got to experience some of the newer maps, and we should be looking to do so in the upcoming events, in the upcoming weeklies. We should be all updating our map pools to TLMC maps, so I'm hoping that's going to be the case for KungFu Cup as well, but I can't speak for them. I can only say that Pegasus Cup and Tunic Cups, we're going to be updating our rosters, updating our map pools I should say, with the new TLMC maps to feature them and to experience more games on them as much as possible. First up though, we do have our initial openers. Again, everything's looking normal. We're just cutting corners, being greedy, settling into our games. We'll keep an eye on the tech of choice. We'll see if Solar does go Lair first, Eva Chamber first, or Roach Warren first, or even yeah, we'll see what kind of tech we go for here in the early to mid game, or if we just play standard instead. We'll see. We'll see where our gas is going to be taken. But yeah, it has been a very intense week. it's been intense, pappy, with TLMC, with GSLCK. Bearing in mind that if you did miss out on GSLCK yesterday, we were live casting it, of course, over on Soup. We should have the rebroadcast in around like 14-ish hours. 14-ish hours. We should be live with the rebroadcast of GSLCK, so you can all experience it tomorrow morning, or again in less than 24 hours. I will be rebroadcasting it here on Twitch and on YouTube. So we got you covered. Likewise, our coverage of the TLMC 22 finalists should be on Friday. I did mention this morning, but we are waiting for the public documents with the final scorings of all the judges and all the feedback provided by all the judges as well to be released. And then once that is released, then we'll be going through all the top 16 maps and kind of going through all the comments, going through our thoughts, of course, and going through the entirety of the top 16. That will be on Friday. I mentioned this before as well, but if we don't get access to that to the Google Sheets, and if that isn't constructed by Friday, then we'll be pushing it to, I think, Sunday. But hopefully this week. Hopefully. I know there's a lot on Wax's plate in regards to setting everything up. So again, that should be the next couple of days for the upcoming map pool. Otherwise, we're coming down. We do have our 3cc Banshee follow-up here from Clem. Pretty standard here, going into Banshees, going into Stim, of course, building up his bio army. Meanwhile, it is going to be Lair first. Okay, we were curious. Was it going to be Evo Chamber, Roach Warren, Baneland Nest, or Lair? It is going to be the Lair out of Solar. With this, we could be a little bit cheeky. This was around like a 410-ish, 410 Lair timing. So with this, we could take extra gases. Gases are being taken, by the way, and we might even go into fast Muta play. Again, the map is large enough where it is safe to go into Spire, to go into Mutas unscouted. We'll see if that's the plan here. We could either go into Mutas, into fast Hydras, or into Ling and Bane. We got options. Banshee does make its way towards the main. Hellions here in between the bases, looking for a dive, looking for a way in. As the Banshee does scout the lair. Does get eyes in the lair. Double Evo Chamber is going to be on the way. This looks like Ling Bane. Typically, if you're going into Muta play, you would be skipping your Evo Chambers to preserve your gas. As Banshee comes in from behind, gets a queen, not bad, okay. Catching out the first queen, punching Solar. Yeah, not taking this seriously enough. Likewise, no detection, free damage here from the Banshee. Ling's being chased down, so far nice kiting, one Hellion falls, but so far it has been worth it. Can we get another queen? Ooh, not quite. Yeah, not quite, as finally the Overseer has arrived, detection is available. Clem is going to be forced away, but he's still trading well. Oh my god. How many Lings? So many shots going off here. 2 Hellions, 1 Banshee for a queen, and 14 Lings. A very nice trade here from Clem. Does trade well, and we're going into +1 range, not melee. It is going to be mass Hydra. So this is a style that's been very trendy and very popular from the Korean Zerg players. So think of Rogue, Shin, and Solar, 3 Korean Zergs. They have been going for this more Hydra heavy style, and it has been having some mixed success here. Basically, we're going for a big Hydra all in. It's a very Hydra heavy composition with delaying Banelings. Banelings are going to be delayed here in favor of more Hydras, and this can transition in the mid game in towards a lurker tech. But first things first, we're going to have a heavy Hydra count. Now, the purpose of this and the benefit of going into heavy Hydras like this is that you're going to be able to build up a robust army that's relatively larva efficient. When it comes to Ling Bane, and an issue with Ling Bane as of recent times, is just it takes so much larva. It takes all these injects, all these expansions to try to keep up, and very often your production is going to be disrupted, is going to be delayed by your opponent's aggression regarding to players like Clem, Bjorn, Cure, the top Terran players, of course. And larva can be a big issue, especially because of how efficient you can be against Ling Bane, right? Ling Bane, if you're not able to engage, if you're not able to surround or flank the army, can trade very inefficiently. So building up a Hydra force like this is just very robust. It's a lot safer. It's kind of like it's the same rationale behind Roach Ravager, right? Roach Ravager is also very larva efficient in a sense, just because it's a bit of a tankier army. It's a little bit more robust. It has a little bit more staying power. It's a bit of a safer way to play. In recent months, we have been seeing this more Hydra heavy style instead. Just because, again, the Hydras, they do have a bit of a cleaner transition into a longer game due to their ability to turn into lurkers, which Roach Ravager falls off, right? Roach Ravager does fall off, doesn't get outscaled. Hydras, they scale up. So now we have our Ling Hydra gaining map control. Hatchery under fire. Solar does hold. Clem committing to his push. Is he Araxing? Okay, no. I was like, what's going on? He's got a second tank, sorry, a second factory behind this, rallying across the map. Clem is going for a delayed 4th CC. He's being hyper aggressive here. Okay. And Hydras, they struggle against tanks. So yeah, these tank pushes, they just bully back the Hydras. Baneling speed is not done. Remember that. Intentionally so, it was delayed. And without Baneling speed, how do we engage? You don't. Yeah, massive punish here. Clemmy does him in. Breaks through the Ling Bane, Hydras are exposed, and with that, Solar, he crumbles. He does crumble here. There's nothing left. Down to 4 Hydras, down to 3. GG. GG gets called, and Clem overwhelms with, again, a very aggressive timing here. Interesting. GG. GG, well played. Winding it back for a moment here, Clem, what did he do? He took his gases at the third base, he went for a second factory, and he early on recognized that it was mass Hydra, so he went for an early tank push. So winding it back a little bit here, when you're going into this Hydra opener, this Hydra heavy composition, we spoke about it at the time, but you do sacrifice Baneling speed. Right, Banelings and Baneling speed does kick in much later. Also, just by its nature, Hydra-based compositions are weak against tank pushes. Tank pushes, they can excel against these Hydra timings. So what did we see out of Clem? Clem didn't go for a regular 7-minute push. He went for extra gases, extra factory. He went for double tank production. So he intentionally went for a heavier tank count than usual for a more committed push that did hit pre-Baneling speed. Pre-Baneling speed, pure Ling, slow Bane Hydra, and Clem just ended the game. Then and there, before we could really see the Hydras come into high gear. Remember, there was an infestation pit. Like Sola, he wanted to go into Hive Tech, he wanted to build up into Vipers, into Lurkers. He was denied all of that real fast and real quick. GG. GG, well played. So a very crisp timing here from Clem, intentionally responding and reacting to what Sola was doing, building up into Hydras. Crazy. GG, well played. So a very solid counter or reaction from Clem to shut down Solar, and now we're loading into game number 2, and I'm concerned now. I'll be honest, I haven't just me breaking down that game, I wanted to emphasize that because I don't think I've seen anyone else do that. And when I say I don't think I've seen, straight up, I have not seen anyone else do that. When it comes to Bjorn or Cure, the other two like regular Terran players in these open cups and online tournaments, they often they're forced into a longer game state against Solar, into the mid game, into the mid to late game. They're nowhere near as decisive as what we just saw at Clem. That's worrisome. Here we go. Spawning in the right-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the French Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Oh boy. Here we go, as we are going to be opening up here 2x Reaper. Gas is already taken, Reaper's going to be amassing, and Clem will soon move out across the map. Oh boy, so much more aggressive start here by Clem. Meanwhile, este lechito, ga, papi, ga, este milk and cookies. Hope you're doing well. Go to sleep. You're an animal. But again, that was very decisive out of Clem. I think what's impressed me the most out of that last game is that Clem, he doesn't really have as much practice against that kind of style. Again, he doesn't ladder on the Korean server, and especially in recent times, he's been mainly showcased against Protoss players, less so against Zerg. I did mention that a lot of the Korean Zerg players have been embracing this, you know, players like Shin, Rogue, and Solar. But yeah, despite Clem maybe having limited experience against it, does counter quite well, quite decisively last game. Aye. But here we go. 2x Reaper. 2x Reaper going to be moving out. So we should be seeing a third Reaper on the way. Remember, the goal here is to delay the third. The goal here is to delay the third expansion, contain the Zerg player on 2 bases, and disrupt their early game, disrupt their economy. We can see Solar, he does hide his drone off towards the side. Reapers move in. And we'll see if Solar can keep this drone hidden, as he's going to try to be greedy and try to sneak out that third. Now Clem does poke in, picks off a Zergling, rotates over, checking for the third expansion, confirms there is no third. The drone so far is still hidden. It's still going to be hidden here. Rallying a little bit further here into the bases. Oh! Going to be zoned away by the queens. Drone is activated. It doesn't head for the third location yet. Clem is checking the third, satisfied he sees no expansion. Poking away at the queens. Queen's getting low. Can he get one? Oh no, he can. Oh my god, one queen goes down. It'll cost him a Reaper, but so far well worth it. Ling's speed is still a ways away, and Ling's a do not get this around. Whew. Clemmy gets out. Clemmy pulls out. A third base is now being taken. Solar's third was delayed. Did lose a queen. And with that, so far so good. Nice trades out of Clem. Does trade well. Back at home, he's transitioning, going into his own 2-on-1. 3cc 2-on-1. Okay, so faster third base into the factory, starport, stim timings on the horizon here for Clem. Meanwhile, Solar, he does not react by pulling into gas. So no Bane Bust, no Roach Rush, no gas income, just droning. Lings, they will at least delay the stim. Yeah, they get on top of the tech lab. Of course, no repairs in time. Oof. Yes, it does burn down. So nice delay on stim. This will keep Clem back a little bit longer, and it does give Solar a little bit more breathing room at getting into his own third economy. Okay. As from here, we're building up. We're building up our bases. We have our single Evo chamber here by Solar. Bearing in mind that Solar, he of course is fully aware of the follow-up stim timing, so he's getting and prioritizing carapace. It's going to be Evo chamber and a carapace into the earlier upgrades. And we'll see if Solar can stabilize. He's joining nicely for the time being. Clem does actually make reactor Hellion. Oh, that is not normal. Ah, we're pulling a bit of a Byan, a bit of a Maru. Okay. What do I mean by that? This is a style that was popularized by the Korean Terran players. That is, go 3cc 2-on-1, but instead of going for a reactor add-on swap into reactor Medivacs, you go for a reactor Hellion into Banshee instead. Now, the reason why this works is because against a 2-on-1, you don't have spores ready for Banshees because, I mean, the Starport should be making Medivacs, not Banshees themselves. So this is a bit of a mind game. Technically, this is inefficient, but that's why it does catch Zerg players off guard. Banshee's on the way, but alas, Clem only makes one, doesn't get Cloak. Okay, no Cloak. So not a big commitment, just a singular Banshee. Hellions they poke in. Banshee does try to make its way across the map. We can see the spores in position for Liberator harass. No spore in the main base. We see no spore at the third either, so there was potential for damage, but the Banshee doesn't quite commit. It's a cheeky move here by Clem. It allows Clem to build up a higher Hellion count than normal. I mean, hey, it does catch out the Zerglings. Not bad. Banshee, of course, is revealed. And do we have an armory behind this? No. Okay, so no armory, no Hellbat push. Here comes the sim timing. Here comes the 2-on-1. But it's hitting with 4 Hellions and a Banshee. A little bit stronger than normal. Oh, the queens. Yeah, one queen goes down. A late transfuse. Gets one, gets two. And we're going to get all 3. Yeah, 3. Do we get all 5? 3, 4 queens going down. Lings, they try to collapse in. Hellions, they support very nicely, and he's done it. He's breaking through. Wow. He breaks on through the queens. GG gets called before we can even get into our own game. Clem, he'll claim the series 2-0 and advance on to the semifinals. GG. Ay, ay, ay. GG, well played. Very impressive performance here by Clem. Solar did not get to play StarCraft today. I'll be honest. Game 1, if you remember, Solar, he was building up into his Hydra count into the mid game, and he got shut down mid transition, mid tech. Here in game 2, similar story where Solar, he was droning. He was droning, he was building up. He did have some Lings to help defend, of course, but he wasn't really expecting this amount of Hellion support. Again, this was not a regular 2-on-1. This was a 3cc 2-on-1, but with reactor to Hellion with delayed Medivacs, which meant that even though it did hit a little bit later, I mean, it hit with Hellions this time, so the Lings, they had a very hard time engaging, very hard time trying to deal with it. Likewise, queens were late to transfuse, so queens were going down one after the other, and the game just ended before Solo could really get into it. It's like my ladder games, Pappy. Oh no. Didn't even get to play. But GG well played. Again, very impressive play here by Clem. Does claim the series, does advance on to the semi-finals, where Clem is going up against his nemesis. Oh boy, it is going to be a best of 3 between Clem and Ryung. Let's go.